campus disruption. People think, oh, it's just me and my concerns. I'm going to go out and I'm going to shout. I'm going to throw stones or whatsoever. For every time you do that, there's somebody that's going to give us money to solve one of the problems you care about that isn't going to give it now. So I really want to appeal to people to think about the bigger picture. All these
Have
things are
yourself,
intertwined.
sorry for this.
Hmm.
Have yourself, kind of experienced this? Go outside, trying to seek for help, and somebody will tell you, you know what? I'm trying to help you, but I mean, at the
Hmm.
university, you always have this XYZ going on, student protests,
Hmm.
or faculty strike, all the kind of thing. Have you experienced it
Yes,
before?
I have experienced it in a different way because I've had grants. Before I came here as president, I had grants that involved the University of Liberia. And we had a lot of struggle getting some of the donors to be willing to send funds directly to the University of Liberia because they thought our accounting systems weren't strong enough, that there was too much concerns about leakage and misrouted funds and lack of reporting. And, those are the kind of things that if you're a strong research university, you really have to have in place. So, I came here with a goal of trying to, strengthen some of these systems and really put us in a position to be very, very attractive to donors of all kinds around the world.
Hmm. Well, so with that said, I don't know whether when you bring back the message, people are kind of trying to listen to what you say to them. I mean, giving your experience outside, and with all of the good intentions to kind of, you know, get this university to the next level.
Hmm.
These different things are coming in.
Hmm.
When you share these messages with them, what do you get back?
I think people want to do their part, but people are just carrying heavy, heavy loads of frustration. And they want to see change that they can feel more quickly. And people are really holding my feet to the fire in terms of delivering change that they can feel. So I think that's the kind of reaction that I typically get when I raise these concerns. And it's a balancing act. It's a balancing act between doing what people want now and setting the stage for the longer term improvement of conditions.
Hmm. All right, so I know meaning your administration and also the relevant people are still working on the student handbook. But in the meantime, let's talk about discipline,
Mhm.
safety on the campus in
Mhm.
order to restore order.
Right. I mean, the new student handbook is really just sort of reinvigorating some of the rules and regulations that we had in the past. But there are a variety of updates there. I want to share about the student handbook once we're finally completely done with it and after the board has had a chance to weigh in. So let's maybe think about that for next week. But just the bottom line is that the University of Liberia is a community. We're almost like a small city in terms of the amount of people who are involved with the university, whether students, faculty, staff, etc. And any small city has to have its rules and regulations, has to have its laws, have to have its codes of behavior so that we treat each other well, we get our job done, we meet our mission. In the absence of that, we're just in a lawless, chaotic environment. That doesn't help us learn. It's not good for education. So the things that we're asking of people in terms of codes of behavior, rules, regulations, really they have to do with keeping our community peaceful, keeping us focused on learning, making sure that we don't harm each other in the process of our interactions, whether political or social or academic, and just making room for different kinds of people to be here to do their thing and to learn, and then to leave the university and head into their careers well equipped and with good character.
Oh, okay. So on last week Tuesday, the university received from the government the needed funding,
Hmm.
that with our budget defense,
Sure,
during
sure.
last week.
Yes, we got the funding, which is great. The funding is earmarked for two purposes. One is faculty arrears for first semester and vacation school, which we have already paid, or I should say, we hit send on paying, because once we hit send, the banks have to do their job, and the banks do that at different timelines. But we've hit send on all of the arrears for first semester and for vacation school. And then the other thing that is designated for is bathroom renovation. And so just today, I was meeting with the team, and we're going to be doing a count of all of the bathrooms with the people from the water and sewer department in the government. And we're going to be evaluating what bathrooms are already ready, which ones would be easy to fix, which ones would take more time, and then where do we need to adjust the water and sewer lines and operations, etc. but I'm going to do something very soon, very visible, that's going to let people watch our progress in real time. So stay tuned on that front.
So no further hints regarding that.
I got to leave some surprises for the future, or else people won't come back to the show. So keep them tuning in.
Okay, budget defense was wonderful.
Yeah, the budget defense, as I said, I think on my weekly review last week, was a real opportunity for the University of Liberia to make the case about the level of funding that we need, to talk about some of our strategic priorities, to really talk about the role of the university in national development, how we coordinate with all the other things that the government is doing as the primary educator of people who will be leaders. And it was also an opportunity to hear the thoughts, the concerns, the musings of the Minister of Finance, as well as the other government actors who were there from diverse agencies and ministries. So, I viewed it as sort of like a big a big dialogue meeting. And I think we came out with everybody sharing the view that the university needs as much money as it can get, but also realizing that the government has constraints. And so, I'll leave it up to the experts to figure out what the sweet spot is. But that's why I love development and fundraising so much, because they do what they can do, and then I go out and try to do the rest. So, it's win-win.
Somebody listening to you want to ask, how much are you asking for 2026 academic year?
40 million something, 42, 40. I don't even remember the exact figure. It's in the 40s. I'll just tell you that.
Prospects of getting them?
Well, I'm always an optimist. I'm the wrong person to ask, because I'm always going to say, of course we'll get it. I'm an optimist. I always expect the best. So, I'm gonna assume that all the goodwill is gonna add up to something great. But we have to keep making our case.
Mm.
When it comes to money, out of sight, out of mind. So we have to always be talking about what we will do if we have more, and how we will make education better at the University of Liberia, how we will better invest in our faculty. They sat here to talk about the research funds they need. We need to be able to give some research funds, seed
So
funds.
$40 million can really run the
40
university.
plus. No, I mean, it
Ah.
was like, maybe let's say 45. I don't remember. I wish I had
So
remembered the exact
so
number.
if you got a cool 50,
Oh, that would be
you'll be
great. That would
okay.
be sweet. That would be awesome. I would love it.
Alright. So before we take our call, let me just let's talk about uh resumption of classes in
Hmm.
fall.
Hmm.
In the first place, what have you been getting since today with regards to other classes are in section or so?
Well, I have to say, I haven't had the chance to go walk around myself like I've wanted to. I've been trapped in meetings, as they say, but I'm still getting mixed reports. I would say majority of classes are not happening. A few are happening. But I think we're getting closer to everybody being on board. We have one outstanding issue right now, which is the medical coverage being reactivated for our faculty and staff. And we've had some challenges in scheduling the meeting with our Activa, our insurance carrier. But now we have a meeting scheduled for tomorrow. And me being the optimist, I'm going to assume we're going to come out of that meeting tomorrow with a formal letter that says everything's back on. That's my what I'm really pushing for. So we'll see if it happens. If it does, you might want to ask our friend Eric. He might have a closer relationship to that information than I do. But I think
So well, I mean,
I'm
it's
always
your
an
program. So if
optimist.
you, if if you can work up him, to get some,
Eric, you want to weigh in, or you
Eric,
want us to stay silent? Which one?
Eric,
He don't want to talk about it. Okay, he wants
Eric.
to surprise us. That's what he wants
Okay,
to do.
all right, okay,
Yeah, he wants
all
to
right. So we'll
keep us
leave it at
guessing,
that.
keep us guessing. But that's cool.
Wait,
That's cool.
all
So,
right. Mm.
so yeah, I'm doing my part, which is to really push for that, final demand, which is getting that insurance back going, and I feel that we're getting close. So yeah, it's um, it's a day to day work in progress, but the bottom line is we are here to educate.
Yeah. So you just want to talk about whether you be able to revise the academic calendar,
We
or it's
haven't.
still it's
The one
still
that we
it's still the
posted,
same
the one we posted
on the
last
15th or
week,
before
whatever
the
whatever
15th.
the last calendar that we posted is still in force right now. So
Okay.
we haven't, I mean, ultimately, some of those decisions rest with the vice president for academic affairs. But the last time I talked with her, this was the calendar. So we're trying to,
All right, so we cannot take our course.
Okay,
We're going to take our course, and then later, after the response of the president, we can talk about, or rather, go by online and get our viewers, to talk to. So call us on zero
sure.
triple seven 277 288 077 277 288. 0886 417 932. Those are the two numbers to call and be a part of your president today. The president of the University of Liberia, Professor Dr. Lady Maparyan, is in studio to talk about the different things that are happening here at the University of Liberia. Call us on 0777 277 288 0777 277 288 or 0886 417 932. We'll be live right here on the program. Um, so some of the things that are still hanging. Okay, so let's go to the line and get this caller in. Hello, hello. How are you? Okay, Neiman calling from where? Okay, and what's your name? Okay, let's hear from you. Hmm. Okay, thank you. 0777 277 288 Hello, hello. What? Welcome. Which one of the campuses you on now? Capital Hill. Hmm. What you wanted to see? Did you go there to attend classes or? But maybe the guys were scared too because last week Monday. Listen now, listen now. Listen, last week Monday, y'all were there too. So, and the people were scared. So, apparently, we were scared again today, thinking that you guys are going to go there. Why should you say now? I'm asking you now. Mm, mm, all right. Thank, thank you. Hello? But we got to take other people now. So, you rather be following. Hello, hello. Let's take that now and talk the thing here. Listen now. No, it's not just about talking, talking, talking. Let's listen. Just give talking and listening here. You rather be following. Hello. Oh, I see. Remember, finish. 0777 277 288 Hello, hello. Welcome. Yes. Come again. Wait. Funny. What is it? Hmm. You heard that people were charged to pay fee. Students, you mean? Okay. All right. I think the president got but I think hello, Vanny. So I don't know whether you're talking about the normal fee and registration fee that students pay for. Yeah, but in our school you can register. The money was extra. Hello. Oh, you register, you didn't attend. So who stopped them? Did the Roman tell you who stopped them? Mm, mm, uh, Oh, now you're getting this thing clear. So the person was supposed to come in. I mean, they play all their courses and everything, but they didn't attend. Now they coming for this semester. Hello, they coming for this semester, and according to you, the university is asking them to pay for what they planned for the vacation school. Is that what you're saying? So that why I was asking my man from Capitol Hill. So when you're filing it, it'll be all right. The government finna get money. Oh, they say they want pay all the teachers and the remaining money they come in use it to face a bathroom. All your bathroom there will be clean, but when you enter the bathroom, don't leave something there. Clean the bathroom and get outside. Yeah, thank you. All right, thank you. Yeah, when you enter the bathroom, keep it clean. Yeah. All right, 077277288. Hello, how you doing? Okay. Name and calling from where? Yeah, go ahead. Mm. Okay. Thank you. Don't worry, your team people. All right, so we will take three more calls and the president to your president on Luke's FM 106.5, the University of Liberia Radio 0347277288 or 0886417932. Two numbers available for you to participate on the program this evening. And let's go back to the line. Hello. Yeah. And your name is? Okay, Jonathan Walker. Hmm. All right. But all right. But my man, that the president plenty a response to these different concerns. 07777 288 or 0886417932. And those are two numbers you can call to be a part of your President R tonight. It's right here on Lux FM 106.5, the University of Liberia radio broadcast to you from our Fender campus in the township of Louisiana in Monserrado County. Hello, how are you? No, my man, I mean, we got to take other people now. No, we can't do the thing like they long talking, I mean, just raise the issue. You they all are talking and get anything to be friend with you. People didn't talk here just now. They say they will soon get there. Hello? People didn't talk here just now. They say they will soon get there. Hello? Yeah, I'm good. How you doing? Yeah, I'm good. How you doing? Okay, name. Okay, name I'm calling from where? Name I'm calling from where? Hmm. Hmm. But the president will speak to it. Thank you. Yeah, let me take this one and then we'll cross over to the president. Hello? Hello? This person's off the line. Sorry. Uh, uh, you can come through. Okay. Hello? Yeah? How are you? Hmm. Welcome. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. She's listening. Don't worry. She will come back on it, to speak to it. Yeah? Okay, my brother. Thank you so much. All right, Madam President, to your response, then we'll bring our online concerns.
Sure, thank you. And I just want to note that I didn't hear any women's voices in that last round. I hope some women are lining up for round two. We always love to have our gender balance in the conversation.
Yeah, sure.
But let me, I think most of the questions, or it seemed like the majority of questions, had to do with when is school actually going to start. That's what we call the $64,000 question. Right now we're waiting on Alpha to feel that their concerns have been resolved. Somebody mentioned that there was a longer list of maybe 14 items or something. When Alpha and the board and myself met a few weeks ago, I can't remember the exact date anymore, but we had a long, long meeting we went through the list of all those demands, and we submitted a revised timeline so that we chose, I think, maybe 4 of those goals or so that we knew that we could resolve in the short time. And all of those 4, except for the medical insurance one, which we expect will be resolved tomorrow, got resolved. The other ones we all agreed would take a longer time. So I presented Alpha with a timeline. They said they wanted a timeline for some of those longer concerns, and I presented that, but I haven't heard back from them yet as to whether they accept the new timelines or want to offer a counter proposal on those longer things. um, a lot of the issues have to do with things that take a longer time to figure out. For example, there's a long-standing concern with both faculty and staff about salary disparities at the university. You can't fix that overnight. You have to across people and roles and all sorts of things. But to that end, we're going to invite the civil service agency to come in and do one of their personnel and employment. I'm sorry, personnel and credential verifications that will help us with that process, because a big thing about salaries is that they're a combination of your credentials for a job and your length of service in a job, and sometimes other factors. And so if we're going to resolve salary disparities, we've got to have data about what people's credentials are, whether they're in the right job for their credentials, whether their length of service is being ignored in their pay differentials and so on. And so we're in process on that, but that other things that they had in there, obviously we've all been talking about bathrooms today. That one takes longer too. Admittedly, it's taken longer than any of us hoped it would this year. But this week, what's going on with the bathrooms is that the interim vice president for administration is overseeing a cleanup of all the bathrooms so that the workers can go in and start fixing them. We are meeting with water and sewer tomorrow to fix some of the water source issues and some of the septic tank issues and so on. And we, will proceed from there to start fixing bathrooms. So, um, those things are in motion, but Alpha knows, and I know, everybody knows, they take longer. So Alpha was gracious enough to say, let's just solve these immediate things now, and let's work on these other things in the longer term, but let's just have firm timelines on it. And I said, fine, let's do that. So I presented it, and waiting to hear back from them. So I don't know when they're planning their next general assembly, but whenever they are, they'll have a chance to, discuss their point of view and whether they want to come back. I will say this though, that UL's 75th anniversary launches on February 14th of next year. We've got a week of major things planned, and right now, currently, the graduation is scheduled for February. The one that was going to be in December is now scheduled for February, in the week right before the celebration. And so I'm really hoping we can conclude it. This may end up being a shorter, very unusual semester, but there are many considerations. One of which is making sure that we get to a regularized schedule that is predictable and occurs on time. I had hoped that we would start on August 26th this semester, but we didn't. So now, as you pointed out, we're a month in, and we need to get back on track. And sometimes getting back on track involves sacrifices. So let's just see how it plays out day by day. I mean, I'll know when that when Alpha's going back in the classroom.
Another concern from one of the callers, people plan to do in the vacation school.
I've heard of that, so I'll have to go check it out. I'll have to go talk with the OES and some of the other, the BFO, and see. I mean, this is the first I'm hearing of it, so I'll have to go investigate.
Okay. Somebody also wants to know as to whether the money you received, will not be in its word deducted from your 2026 budget. So I don't know.
Well, I'm assuming not. I don't think it will be. I think it's a bona fide 2025 disbursement.
Okay. So let's get a few concerns from our online viewers. This one says, okay, so the graduation thing has been addressed. So this one talks about actual date of resumption of classes. That also has been addressed. Somebody says sessions are filled and limited. And then another one here says, let me see this one. How is Dr. Maparyan determined to resolve the issues of student registration? And it says here, but no available section. Okay, it's in section department. What that means, I don't know. Yeah, those are concerns from our online viewers.
Okay. So should I go ahead, or you have
Yeah,
more?
go ahead.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I think with regard to the sections, sections in some cases are limited by the faculty we have to teach them, and the amount of courses that each faculty member is, you know, able to teach per semester. Also by the number of classrooms that we have available. I've talked about the fact that we have a huge student body, but our infrastructure doesn't grow as our student body grows, so it can get a little tight in there. But I'll go back to the vice president for academic affairs and ask her again about, whether there are areas where we can add some sections. That's what adjuncts are for. Often if we need more sections and our current faculty are booked to the hilt, then that's when we reach out to adjuncts. The adjuncts, fortunately have been, ready, willing, and able to teach. So it could be that some of them would be able to fill the gap. I will speak with the vice president for academic affairs about that.
Well, in passing, you talk about interim vice president for administration. Is that what I
Mm-hmm.
heard?
Mm-hmm.
What is
Mm-hmm.
it? You want to speak to it?
Sure. Yeah, we have a new vice president for administration who's serving in an interim capacity. His name is Semajala. He just started today, so he's off and running.
For the explanation.
Well, I think that'll do it.
Okay, so we can take I got a few more concerns here, but I want to take some more calls. Call us on 07772772880 07772772888 or 0886417932 Those are two numbers you can call to be a part of your president. The president of the University of Liberia is here to address all of the concerns. To call us and be a part of the program on Lux FM 106.5 University of Liberia Radio. So, all right, we talked already about the anniversary. So, you want to talk about updates, on the doctoral program? Okay, so let me take this call. Hello. Mm, yeah. Mm. Okay. So the students are many, but no section. I mean, okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Let me check the other side. All right, this person's off the line. Let's go by. Hello. 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 Sorry for this. You when you call, you gotta pay attention to the call. 07772772888 or 0886417932. 0886417932 is a number to call, or are the numbers to call uh, and be a part of your president on Lux FM 106.5, the University of Liberia.